Hey guys, it's OrphanSlayer97 with another video tutorial for you guys. This one is going to be covering keyframing. Sorry that it took so long to get this out. I actually made this video, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, and my computer's hard drive crashed. So I lost it, and I was pretty sad. So I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. But now I have decided to get to actually doing it, and hopefully it's alright. I started using the Rock Band mic actually to do my recording, and through testing it's actually proved to be a lot nicer than the other microphone that I was using. So I have a lot better quality now. So yeah, let's get down to business. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is just bring in media generator. You would do this on whatever effect or clip that you are going to be working on. But yeah, I'll just use this as an example. Alright, so keyframing, it all happens down here. Now, I'm not going to actually do the keyframing there. You can, but I'm just going to use an effect because it's a lot nicer. I'll just use brightness and contrast because that's pretty noticeable. Put that on, you can see how it got a lot brighter over here. You can control it with this. So I'll just put that at 0. But yeah, you can see as I click on the time frame thing here, right here is the same as right here. So if I'm clicking over here, it's going to mirror it over here and show you in the top right exactly what's happening. So keyframing pretty much allows you to animate everything in Sony Vegas. It's really important, and it's pretty much how everyone makes cool effects. You can't do much without keyframing in this program, which is what makes it pretty revolutionary. So the first thing you need to know are these buttons down here. You got the add keyframe, the delete keyframe, and if you have a whole bunch of keyframes, you have the keyframe buttons that bring you to the previous and the next keyframe, and the one that brings you to the first and the last. So those aren't really necessary when you're zoomed all the way out, because you could literally just click on them. But say you're zoomed in and you're somewhere in the middle and you're like, crap, I don't know where I am. Let me just go to the last keyframe. Just hit here. You're going to go down to the last keyframe. And that's pretty much those buttons. So let me just get rid of these and show you the actual concept behind keyframing. So the animation is going to occur over the time period in between the two keyframes. So if you say, let's do this, I don't know, 5 seconds in. Well, that's not exactly 5 seconds, but whatever, you get the point. Say at 5 seconds I want the brightness to be really high. So now, over this time period, it's going to get gradually brighter. So you can see when you start off, it's like that, and then it comes all the way up to being really bright. And that's pretty much the basics, but you can do so much with keyframing. If you want to, say, have it flash bright, you could just have it here, oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, any time before or after a keyframe, if there is no keyframe before it, so like from the beginning to here, it's all going to be the same thing as this first keyframe, so it's all going to be just the normal brightness and contrast. And for this one, everything's going to be the same brightness because you're after that keyframe. But yeah, so if you want to make something flash, you could leave this, have this one, make another keyframe, and set that back to 0. And then when you play through this, it's going to flash, which is how most effects are done. I really can't think of anything that wouldn't have that type of, or wouldn't have keyframing as how the animation is actually done. But yeah, so let me just import a Halo clip to show how it's used in a montage, maybe. Let me go into my folder. Alright, never mind. I have to click here. Stupid. Do, 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 do. Just do this because it struck me as the right clip. So pull that in, and let's zoom the selection. Alright, so say I wanted it to flash right as I headshotted the third guy, who is, where's the third guy? Right there. Alright, so right here is where it happens. So what I like to do, I mean, you don't really need to find it there. I just like to be able to see whereabouts on the timeline I'm going to need to be to do the effect. But yeah, just take the effect, pull it on. It doesn't really matter which one of these you do because they're all customizable, and that's pretty much what you're going to do anyway. So yeah, you take this, let's just set it back down to 0. So there, it's normal. And yeah, the triple kill was somewhere around here on the thing. Yeah, there it is. So just going to use the arrow keys to go over to where I headshot him, add a keyframe, and then go right before it, add another keyframe, go right after it, add another keyframe, and go to the middle keyframe, which was the one where he's actually getting headshot, and move the brightness up to about there. So now you have some cool keyframing action. Yeah, and it flashes as you headshot him. I'm not sure if that's actually gonna work, but yeah, because that one it kind of looked like it happened a little early. So you can either just highlight everything and move it over a little bit, or you could do the spacing a little different. You could zoom in, move this one over more, so that it flashes up quicker than it disappears, so that it would look something like that, if you can see that on the crappy rendering quality. But yeah, so that's pretty much the basics. That was retarded. So that's pretty much the basics of keyframing. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will answer you if I can. If I can't, then sorry. So that pretty much concludes this tutorial. Next tutorial hopefully will come out a lot faster. That one's going to be about masking, and after that I'll probably start doing not advanced tutorials but more advanced tutorials. I'm thinking color correction type things and just general halo effects that I like to use in montages. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'll see you guys later.